What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode here at Trail Militia. Today, as you can see, we're not in dirt, we're not getting dirty, we're not off-roading. Today we actually have a special episode. What we wanted to do is bring you back to the beginning of Trail Militia and everything that's happened from day one to this day and give you some of our top moments. So we got some of the boys here. They got chelas, we got the blizzard box, we got some chips, we got the camera. So we're gonna give you guys some reviews, some reactions, and then kind of talk about what happened during that event. Danny and Josh were there for most of it, but we're going to talk about it a little bit, and we're going to have some drinks and have a good time. Hopefully you guys have seen all these episodes, and if you haven't, go back and watch them because there's some gold in there, and then we had a lot of fun, man. So here we go. We're going to get set up, and then we're going to get started. Before we get started, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So I got the Insta360 right there, so it's going to record all of us as we watch the video, and I have my iPad connected to that. But I just want to give Project X and Blizzard Box a huge shout out because look it, we're using it as a table. And we got the cold ones on deck, boys. And then we got chips. We got the whiskey flowing. It's a dual zone. This is the one that we're taking out to Rubicon when we head out. So, yeah, we're going to get scene number 1 going, and let's get it. All right, so we're going to start the first scene off here. And this is in no particular order. We're just going to play it out, and then we'll just talk about it as we go. So, let's get the first one popping. Oh, do you guys remember this?
Hell yeah. Bro, you ever seen that Free Willy scene?
Oh, man.
That shit was Free Willy for real life, bro. I was right under that thing.
I know. So this actual scene right here was like 2 months into the Bronco. And then we just sent it. We didn't even know what to expect. Even I didn't know, honestly. I didn't know how fast I was going. We just kind of hit it. And energy though. Do you guys remember that shit?
Yes. I think this is the Pini Cam.
Yeah.
I got it!
George, what the fuck? George!
So hot!
I didn't think you were going to send it that hard.
Dude, I didn't think so either, so we're gonna stop here. So yeah, going back to that scene, I mean, honestly, just having Feeny around kind of like makes it.
Bro,
we need Feeny
we
back.
need Feeny back so bad,
So
man.
Feeny, watch this.
Yeah,
we need you back.
Feeny's a nom or something right now.
Yeah, I know he posted something about it. Yeah. So one crazy thing about this clip is like we were one of the first ones to jump on ride with Bronco, and I was kind of sad because it didn't get as much viralness, I guess you could say, that it should have. But I mean, nevertheless, we still did it. It was something that I promised my Patreons that once I hit 150, that I was going to do it.
Oh shit!
We sent it, took care of it, and honestly, the Bronco took it. It was completely stock.
See me right there, man.
No damage, no nothing. And then we jumped in it. Who was riding with me that day?
Shit!
Someone was passenger.
Yeah, someone was passenger.
Me, one time.
Was that you?
I got it.
The second week sent up.
Yeah. No, I think it was the
first one.
The first pre-send.
Oh, the pre. No, it was no.
Or is that me inside right
Yeah,
there?
that's
That
you
is
camera
me
out the
inside
window.
right
The
there.
second one.
Damn!
Bro, where's that video at?
I don't know actually.
Honestly, I think I said way too many bad words.
Oh,
that's probably
you're right.
what it was.
And,
You're right,
and we
yeah.
had to like, do
So
that.
that's scene number 1. That was Johnson Valley. It was right after a poker run.
It was my first time to Johnson Valley ever.
Yeah,
That's when you guys took me out. That was my first time
That's
there
true.
ever. Yeah. That's when I found out what it was.
All right, so crazy. All right, so the next scene. Do you remember this, Josh?
Oh my gosh.
Dude, let's just watch it first, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
It wasn't supposed to look like
it
this.
wasn't supposed to look like that at all.
Alright, so we're gonna post a video out today. We're gonna do that. Okay, so there it is. Wanna go?
60 degrees outside, pretty sunny.
It's 60 degrees, but also it's 19 degrees.
Yeah.
We all got to work on our tent today.
Oh yeah, remember I was all grumpy? Yeah.
That's so nice. Tell people.
That's why they report straight from the fire. There's nowhere else.
Yeah, it was Mel. The one that told us it was going to be 6 degrees.
It was Mel's birthday
Yeah,
trip.
it was my birthday. I actually say it right now.
Yeah. But that's a wrap. We're freezing ass. Thanks to Mel for bringing us out. Happy birthday, Mel. And yeah, everybody wish him a happy birthday.
During this trip right here, we actually went out with a big group and we were checking weather because it kept moving how it is right now, where it's cold, it's hot, we weren't sure what it's going to be. We checked the last time before we went up, and the weather said it was about to be like 60 during the day, 40 at night. So we all packed for 60, 40. Jesse was there too. And I remember as it started dropping, we were like, oh shit, I think we made a mistake. So Jesse's wife, remember she bought those blankets at that shop? We all went unprepared. Like Josh was there. We all went unprepared. We ended up putting all the easy ups together and then like wrapping them and then starting a fire on the inside of the easy up because it was so cold. Dude, I remember like waking up in the middle of the night having to go use the restroom and I just didn't use it. I was just like,
You're
it was
right.
too cold. It was too cold to go out. I had Scotty with me and she was freezing. It was terrible. That was a terrible trip. It was fun, but it was terrible. And remember in the morning we woke up and all the drinks were frozen because we left them out?
Bro.
The only thing that wasn't frozen was what was in the ice chest. Those ones stay cold, but they didn't freeze. So, moral of the story: if you ever go out to somewhere where the weather gets tricky, pack
No,
your-
the moral of the story is take more than what you need.
Yeah,
First off, have you guys
'Cause
ever
I
been
came-
up to 305 to those areas?
I have. But I've never experienced that shift that bad.
No, we were, and that's the thing. It was a crazy shift, and we were all underprepared because we thought it was gonna be warm.
When it started snowing, we should have been like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should go down. Remember, because at the bottom, maybe 10 miles from there, it was warm. It was warmer. And as
Yeah,
soon
we
as
should have
went
gone
up-
down in elevation.
Yeah, we would have gone on a little bit in elevation. We would have missed that whole storm. But yeah, it ended up storming on us. Everything was frozen. My tent, batteries, GoPro. I couldn't even record in the morning that much because everything was frozen. I had to wait for everything to warm up.
Damn.
It was a mess. They ended up. You guys stayed another day. I ended up leaving that morning.
You guys got pretty lucky, man. That shit can get...
Yeah, it could get weird fast.
Yeah, dude. So if you guys camp with those little propane tanks, if it's cold one night, it goes through 5 of those little tanks. Just so you know.
That's true. I had my buddy heater and it wouldn't even turn on.
The buddy heater, yeah.
Yeah, mine wouldn't even turn on. So,
Damn.
and that's funny because this episode is actually episode 2, so it's about
Mhm.
2 years ago when we first went up there to Militia, and it was fun. A lot of the guys that were there brought the little house trailer things, and we had a good time there. It was, regardless of the weather, we all made it. You know, it was cold. We learned our lesson, and then we got better as we progressed. So let's go on to the next one. All right. Let's get
shit.
some action. What a day this was, man.
This was a busy, busy day.
This was a race.
It was.
It was busy 4 months for me. Remember that car lit on fire? Hell yeah.
That dude was doing good for a while.
And I'll stop it right here. So the basis of this, I can't show you the whole thing, but it was Crawl Wars. So Crawl Wars is one of those events that kind of we created from nothing.
First event. The first event.
First event that really popped off. I mean, for us, I was in the whole transferring from my last group to my new group, and I wanted to do something to change the game, and between everybody and cleaning up the area and making it work. Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys that were there that are no longer around, but we honestly put together a show that kind of changed the game. And shout outs to everybody, honestly.
Yep.
Regardless of whatever happened, everybody did a fucking awesome job that day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was drinking, everybody was having a good time, and usually when you have that many people and you're drinking, shit goes wrong.
But not this time.
And not this time, and everybody, for the most part, there's a couple guys that were crossing the line when it comes to the barriers that we set forth, but I think it was just because everybody was excited.
Well, how many competitors were there?
Yeah,
Think about it.
Yeah. We did have, 20 per class?
Yeah.
There's a lot, man.
Yeah, we had 20
3
competitors per
classes.
class, except for, I think the final one only had 15, and then a lot of them dropped off after Death Proof set up the quickest run of the freaking day. He kind of
Death Proof, you made everybody go home.
Yeah, dude. Dude, Death Proof did shut it down. Not just him, and then his lady Sarah goes in.
His lady got mean old
How about that
whiplash, I think.
concussion, though?
Dude,
Yeah. God damn.
You guys remember that? That was wild. And then Chris rolling.
Yes.
Chris
Bro,
rolling.
okay, so that by itself went fucking viral.
Yeah. I remember day one, it was we had 100 people there, and kind of they were like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then after day one, the next day they just kept showing up.
That was it, yeah.
It was wild because it was spreading like wildfire.
Yeah.
Who else rolled?
I went to
the
go
little
get-
samurai roll.
Yeah, the samurai.
I went to go
Samurai
get
roll,
pizza in town that night,
Yeah.
and they were talking about it in the pizza place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Crawl Wars definitely was one of those events that was if I can find a location, it would continue. We'd be in year 3 now. We'd be trying to plan year 3 right now and make it happen. But the logistics of something like that big, when you
These are the logistics right there.
Yeah. Getting permits, getting restrooms, getting security, getting the whole thing stacked and planned correctly. That's the reason we haven't done year 3. It's not because we don't want to. It's not because we can't get it. It's just A, money, B, land, and then obviously following through after that. And it takes a lot of time.
But if you guys know land, we'll make the rest happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's number one. If you guys have some land
Hell
somewhere
yeah.
we can use, that's private land that has maybe some rock areas in it,
Mm-hmm.
hit me up, let me know, and we'll definitely plan it there. And we'll, if we have to charge at the door to get you guys some money to clean up the area or do whatever we have to do, then we'll do it. The event is for the people, so we try to keep it as cheap as possible. That event was completely free. I know Muertos Michelada came out.
Bro, I mean, look at all those. That's crazy.
Look how crazy that is. We put that together.
Dude.
And that's just one side of the
Yeah.
mountain, bro.
Yeah, it's just one side of the
You're not
mountain.
showing the other,
That's
the back
trippy.
side, where everybody was parking the RVs.
Yeah. So I took some drone shots towards the end of when the busiest times were, and I counted about 300 rigs. So each one of those rigs had at least 2 people in it. So we're talking about 600-700 people there.
Yeah.
I mean, some people brought their whole family. They brought razors. I mean, you name it. It was a wild event for Crowd Wars to be that successful on day one. I mean, it's part of the people. It's something that they had never seen, and honestly, that area is perfect. If we can figure that out to make it work for everybody, where everybody's happy, it would be.
And how old was Trail Militia here when
this was only like 7 months in, I think.
Yeah.
And it was right after SEMA. Right
sorry.
after we had completed SEMA and both the rigs were at SEMA, we brought them both there, remember?
Yep. Right when you were allowed to wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right when they were clean. Right when they were clean again. Shout out to everybody that was there. Regardless of what's happened from now on, Crowd Wars was absolute success, and we plan on bringing it back. Like I said, if you guys have some land, it was good for everybody. It was good memories for everybody. The rigs were sick. Everything worked out dope. So, but yeah, let's keep it moving. Next clip.
Never got it to work, so we removed it.
Oh, this day.
Oh, this is Mojave? Bro.
Memorable days, but long days here.
Hey, the funniest part though?
How
How much he was talking about
Right here.
his Toyotas and shit.
Watch.
It's a good thing we bring power boys out here to do power boy things. So
Yeah, so he says this is a power boy, and then he's like,
was like,
it's kind of debatable.
That's
he hurt his feelings so bad.
That's
Hey, I had to tell him
our
what's up,
boy,
bro.
Tundra going places,
Yeah.
but he wasn't going anywhere, right?
Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, Thunder wasn't going anywhere. It started.
Or starter was, yeah.
He had went to Azusa and played in the mud.
He was playing the mud.
Yeah, so let's go back. Let's rewind it to the first night, though. Remember the first night we saw that Elon Musk satellite, and we thought it was aliens?
Oh, god damn it.
Were you there, Josh?
No,
You weren't there yet, right?
I was with our other friends that were on Journey.
Yeah.
Getting up to
Oh,
camp.
that's right. You guys were still getting there.
Yeah.
So Danny was already there. I was
Yeah.
there. Tundra going places was making chicken kebabs or something in the grill.
Mhm.
And then as it started getting dark, we saw all these lines come up. And it was the Starlink satellite or whatever, but none of us knew what it was.
It was the
brand
first
new.
time everybody had seen that.
It was the first time
So,
anybody had seen it.
At
So
first,
we were
like meteor shower? Like, no, it's too bright. Then
Yeah, and
there's
it was-
too many in his uniform.
Yeah.
And
we
he's
thought it
like,
was aliens.
so
for
yeah,
sure.
I think it was you. You're like, fuck that, it's aliens. Everybody's like, oh shit.
So we all started taking shots of drinks because we're like, it's the end of the
We're
world.
gonna die today. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
So we started drinking, and then we started doing research, and we're like, we posted it.
Mhm.
And then somebody
somebody went back with
smarter
it.
than us
Yeah.
was like, it's just Elon Musk starting. You
It
guys
was
need to chill.
Henry's wife that told me. She's like, chill out. It's freaking Tesla, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't know, so shout out to you guys for letting us know. And then right after that, like 30 minutes later, we contacted Josh and Durable Journey, and it had thrown a rod, so it was
Damn, that sucked.
like, damn, and that's when we found out what we were going to do, and then Danny volunteered to tow the whole thing, so
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta think about it. How long it took to plan that trip, right?
Yep.
We did the routes, we did the notifications, let people know what to
Mhm.
pack, and then
And we-
they were all hyped up.
And
And
we started
they
on
got
the far
there.
side. We
Yeah,
started
we started on
on
the far side, and
Yeah.
then they were almost there, dude.
Yeah.
And the engine gave up.
Yeah, what we're going to do, we couldn't turn them around. I mean, we could have, I guess.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you could have, but then all the preparation, all the planning, all the hype, and then just to be like, oh damn, we gotta go home and we didn't even get to see it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm down. If
So
they're
they-
down,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they broke
I'm
down
down.
by some highway, and I told them the easy 15 miles
Yeah.
where Danny would take over the rest of the Mojave Road.
well, that's why I said, if you can get them here,
Yeah.
I'll tow them through the trail.
Yeah, and that's what we did.
Tell them if they can
Hey.
get them here, I'll tow
And
them.
remember when his brakes locked up too the next day? The very
I was
next
still dragging
morning?
him and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Nate, sorry for towing you like at 80 miles per hour. I was
Dude,
calling,
Nate's
but,
arms were
dude,
probably burning,
Yeah.
dude.
I was
He
tired.
did say that this fool was doing like
Yeah,
massive
going
speed
Yeah.
on the highway,
Yeah.
and they weren't like on a flat tow setup. They were
No.
on a rope.
Yeah.
the super winch
Hey,
bungee.
shout out to the Super Winch rope
Yeah.
though. Remember that shit? made it
Hell
all
yeah,
the way.
dude.
Yeah.
What was it?
The kinetic rope and the toe strap
and the toe strap.
together.
Yep. And I think Nate and Fawn still have that rope. They kept it. So.
Damn.
And part of what they're doing now is rebuilding the JK to do that as like their inaugural run to take it back to Mojave and go finish.
Oh yeah,
it.
they
So-
want to do the redemption run
Yeah, the
with
redemption
the JK
run
on its own
at
power this
Mojave,
time, man.
so-
Yep.
That was pretty sick. So that was Mojave Road again. We started on the far side, which is like near Laughlin.
Yeah, right on the border.
Yeah, and then we came back in. But that was a really really dope
Right on the
trip.
border of
It
Kelly.
ended up being really really fun. We did get checked for our permit. Remember that happened
Oh,
too?
yeah. Too many people.
Yeah, too many people. But we had the permit. I had done my due diligence for 20 people. And then by then, I feel the guys had already split, but they still caught us. They stopped us, questioned a bunch of people. That fucking guy was a douchebag, too.
He was, dude.
I mean,
He
it's one
was.
of those things. You know how it is. Some
Yeah, but
guys
I-
are cool, some guys are not
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm sure he gets bullshit all the time, but we actually had paperwork, and one of the guys had told him we had it. But he's like, he didn't have it, so then they called me, and I had to come back and show it to him.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was a great trip. I mean, everybody split at different times, and the people that finished it. I remember bombing with Grim, the last section, because he
At
left
night.
when I left. Yeah.
At night, you guys left
I
from
had
us
shit going on in
at
my
like
house.
midnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we bombed through that section, so that was a solid trip. Did you stay the whole time, Danny?
Yeah.
Well, I had to
You
toll.
had to.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
We literally stayed
That's
until
true.
the tow truck arrived.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is one of the wildest recoveries that
Ooh, when I saw that video.
I've ever done. Because he was literally like 120 feet down.
Where is this?
We couldn't even see the truck. This was in Orange County, that Santiago Canyon.
I've never been.
Oh, Santiago.
No, it's
I've
not
heard
even
of that
fun, dude.
place.
It's like, it's so bumpy and it's so long. The views are cool, but it's definitely not a trail that we
It's a
know.
fire road.
Yeah, it's a fire road the whole time.
How does this happen on the fire road then?
Because the young one was partying a little much.
Okay.
So story about this one is, stop.
Oh, that was Booger back
Yeah,
there.
Booger was helping us. I'll stop it right there.
Oh, that's right. I
So
remember
before
now.
we continue on to this next clip, during that rescue, my man was like, I think like 17 or 18 years old, this young ass dude, and he was him and his friend. They were in this Toyota pickup, and they were bombing down Santiago when this happened. So he hit a hole, it broke his steering rack, so he couldn't turn anymore.
Damn.
And then because it broke his steering rack, it stripped his brake line, so he
Mhm.
lost brakes also.
Oh.
So he tumbled all the way down, got caught by a tree, so he wouldn't keep going. And then they were both wearing their seatbelt, and he had, I think, harnesses that
Was
were
he
just
caged?
no, he just had harnesses that were like
Damn.
stuck to his actual bolts, the ones where you put your normal belts on, and nothing happened to him. He had like bruises from the belt from rolling,
Yeah.
but both of them walked out of there, and I guess they were in that area for like 10 hours because nobody drove it, and they couldn't get up because it was so loose that you couldn't crawl up. You needed like a rope. So it's like if you can see the setup, if you guys go back and watch the video, you can see Oscar climbing down with the rope and some of the guys that were helping us. Yeah, we
Snatch
used
blocks.
2 snatch blocks, two winches, and then we got him like halfway, and then we attached the Gladiator and got him the rest of the way up. But we were able to fix the truck, get it out of there. They were gonna charge him like 12 grand. He reached out to that recovery rhino or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, reached out to them.
Damn.
And it was like 12 grand, and then if he didn't get it
Expensive.
out, the forestry was gonna charge him like $100 a day till he got it out. Something like that. It was like something.
You want to start a recovery?
Dude, for real. Dude, the way people are out here, though, like, I mean, I don't know. You guys know who you are. I'm not talking about everybody. People are cheap, man. We've rescued so many people, and trust me, we do it out of the goodwill. We don't ever ask for anything. If somebody comes and helps you, like, hook them up, man. Pay for their gas, buy them some food.
Say thank you. There's been times
Yeah,
I've
like-
rescued somebody, and as soon as I unhook them,
Yeah,
they're gone.
Yeah,
And I'm
they're
like,
gone,
bro.
It's like when
what
you
the-
catch a fish and you just let them off the hook.
Yeah,
Yes.
like what the?
And mind you, we don't do it like a lot of time we record and stuff, so that's kind of content for us. But we do go out of our I get ready and bounce like in the middle of doing whatever I'm doing. I'll put everything down and I'll go get somebody that's stuck.
Yeah.
And so if other people are doing that, like hook them up, man. Like make them feel like it was worth it. Because call a AAA company to do that for you and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Like the one time that Oscar, I didn't even put it on this list, but the time that we towed that generator up in that semi truck where we pulled him with the Gladiator and the Bronco,
Yeah.
like we had to fight that company for like $2 grand. When they had to get a wrecker, it would have been like $5,000-$6,000 just to get the wrecker out there, and then they were gonna get ticketed by the CHP because they were blocking the road. So many things could have happened. It's just like that. If you are stuck in the mud, somebody gives you a quick pull, just offer them money. Most of the time, they're not even gonna take it because they're that kind of people, but. If you are in that situation, like, be nice, bro, because it's expensive to get a tow. It's expensive to get a recovery team. It's expensive. And then not only that, but the time you're going to be sitting in the heat or
for sure,
cold,
man.
you know,
Just be humble and
it's a waste,
appreciate the
yeah.
situation. You
Be
know?
considerate of the other person's vehicle and all that
Yeah,
time.
and the stress, there's a lot of
Yeah.
times where we're yanking people through the trail, and it's like, dang, the beating that we give our trucks
Yeah,
is
That's
wild.
true.
So,
That's true. Yeah.
Danny, countless times.
I know.
Yeah.
I had to rebuild my transmission once after
Yeah.
after a whole
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not saying it's one particular
Yeah.
situation, but
No, it's
all,
overall.
yeah,
you
it's
know?
overall. We're
It's
inside
our
mindset.
abuse, our trips,
Yeah.
plus there's the rescuing and everything.
Yep.
It takes its toll eventually.
Yep.
But like
So,
we all say, it's part of the game.
it is part of
You
the
gotta
game.
pay
It's
to
part of the
play.
game.
And we are always happy to help. I do live closest to the mountain, so I get it, but if you do have other people that do come and help you, and be nice to them. All right, they're gonna re-up beers. Let's get on to the next clip. All right, so we're gonna bring Ashley in for this one. Let's go. Yeah.
You can hear it.
You can hear it happen. So this is the first time the Gladiator ever broke, like legitimately broke.
It made it count.
It did make it count because it completely broke.
All up in the reservoir.
Steve was
Hey,
with
Steve!
us.
Steve right there.
Yeah.
First time in Moab for me.
First time in Moab for Ashley too.
Alright, so I'm having Bronco problems with my Jeep. So the axle snapped and then we were trying to winch it up. And for some reason they put too much stress and it's kind of a freak accident. We've never seen this before. We're completely
Oh, look, it's so gross.
God.
I can't believe my brake line didn't snap off.
Try to put it back into
If you're
position.
gonna do it
Get it
right.
out of here. We are going to have to obviously cover the whole system
Ooh.
with oil leaking.
Real quick.
Hold on. Let it finish and then we'll stop.
Completely destroyed. Then the axle went.
Alright, go Daddy.
Alright, when you saw that, be real. When you saw that, y'all freaked the fuck out.
Honestly, no. I didn't care.
Bro, the wheel's gone from the axle.
No, it was completely removed.
It's not like even like, alright,
Only-
take me up. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Only the steering is holding the wheel.
Bro, it's just way down
steering,
there.
and then it was in my fender. It was stuck in my fender.
Damn. So the fender pretty much helped everything else from ripping out.
From ripping out, yeah.
No
And
way.
it stayed like still. So once we jacked it up, everything kind of stayed put where it was supposed to.
This
That's
is
like a freak break right
No,
there.
no, it's not a freak break. This is a perfect example of what happens when your U-joints
Give up.
give up.
Bro, but not only the U-joints, the freaking
No,
ball joints
no,
will
this
go
is-
too.
that was my fault though.
No, but this is what happens. The U-joints, the ears will dislodge the ball joints.
Yep.
And this is what
by
happens.
smacking them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So RCVs won't do this.
Yeah. So that's why right after this, shout out to All Terrain and Gus. He sent me RCVs to fix this. So real quick though, Ash, how'd you feel when that happened? Like, what was your first like? Because I know you're like super nice and you care about everybody's shit. Like, what was your first thoughts?
Oh crap, I just broke his truck. First time in Moab, and
And this was what? Like, how many trails have you driven at?
She was still pretty neat.
She was new to this.
I was a couple months in driving.
Yeah.
You guys still had days of wheeling after this.
Yeah.
But two things. I didn't listen, turn the wrong way, and it's kind of a setup because it was already lots of wear and tear. I just happened to be the one.
Yeah.
This is
I
true.
mean, that's
true.
That
That's
is
honestly
very
probably
true,
really
too.
true.
Yeah.
Because up to this point, I had wheeled the Gladiator really, really hard. And honestly, everybody's impressed that it lasted that long. Even my like tie rod drag link, everything was factory. Ball joints were factory. Never swapped axle shafts. Never did anything. We just wheeled it hard. And during this actual like run, it was muddy. It was slippery. It was
All worse.
and this obstacle had like a 3-foot ditch that we had to send it. So after watching the video, like you can see what happened 100%. Yes, a little bit of a turn here and there could have made a big difference, but honestly, it's just like we had the tent, all the weight, like the wear and tear was probably the biggest.
So all the
piece.
abuse and leading up to the final moment with really
Being a bad
strenuous
driver,
climbing,
Yeah.
I didn't
and then that
do
was it.
Yeah.
It was just waiting for one wrong thing to go wrong,
And that was
I
it.
didn't
That just
do it.
happened to be it.
Yep, and some of the biggest things that like during this run was like what that was like thing like day 2 of being in a 5-day run at Jamboree. So it was broken, and I still had like 3 days of runs. We were out there with Weston.
Yeah.
Josh's truck had just broken. the
Mind
night
you,
before.
I'm not here because I'm already broken.
Yeah, he's already broken.
I'm already on my way home.
Yeah, he's already on his way home with Oscar.
Yeah.
Eastern Jeep
That was my
Safari.
first
Yeah,
one.
Eastern Jeep Safari. That was the first
Moab,
one,
Moab, not
yeah.
Jamboree. Jamboree.
And we're in Moab.
That's what
And
it is,
the
yeah.
craziest thing about it is we're in a wheeling town and nobody has parts. Remember, we
Nobody
checked
has
everywhere.
parts.
We checked everywhere for ball joints and everything for a JLJT. Nobody had anything. So Synergy was there, and we actually found some from Synergy. So they had the ball joints, but they didn't have axles. So I called, Gus again. Shout out to Gus. He sent me the parts overnight. We still didn't wheel for 2 days, and then not even that, but even better was the BFG garage actually sets up during these events. What are you guys laughing at?
This motherfucker.
I was like, Gus sent that from Japan?
And I was like,
And he was like, what?
I was like,
And I was like, what the fuck?
I said, bro, Japan
Yeah.
makes this shit.
They came from Rialto.
That's a Fast and the Furious mode for everybody
I
gets
know,
that
yeah.
overnight parts from
Yeah.
Japan.
So he sent them out. I picked them up, and then we went to the BFG garage. And shout out to BFG garage, man, because they don't even care like what tires you have, nothing of that. We dropped off the Jeep as soon as it broke. After we got it all together, strapped it all together with ratchet straps, Nate, everybody kind of threw hands in. It took us forever to get down from top of the world, but we had to restrap everything, got it on the road, drove it all the way back into town. We dropped it off at the BFG garage, and then they took care of everything. Like, I don't know who pays those guys. All of that shit that they do is super cool when they're out at King of the Hammers. I didn't know it was like
They
a free.
press your ball joints in?
They did everything. I didn't do nothing. I didn't even touch it.
That's tight.
Yeah, so their free service during those big events, I'm sure they get paid through the companies and whatnot, but that promotional stuff, like, take notes. All these other companies, even like Falcon, I'm super huge with Doug and all them, that kind of shit builds community, man. Like,
I'm on that boat too. They saved my ass at
oh yeah,
KOH.
that's true.
Oh, that's
KOH,
true.
yeah.
They saved my ass at KOH
So,
too,
so
man. Yeah.
huge props to BFG for doing that, man. I mean, it saves people money. You know, at the end of the day, like if you're out there wheeling, and I know all of us aren't always all prepared,
Yeah.
but we were able to just drop off the Jeep, and they had it done in a day. Once they had the parts, everything was done. Came back, and they aligned it. They did everything, and then I was back on the road wheeling and drove it all the way home to California right after. So
That's solid.
shout out to Synergy. Shout out to everybody that helped with that whole mess, like Steve, Nate, everybody for enduring that long ass day. Multiples were there too. It was fun. It made for an adventure, but it was the first time the Jeep broke, and knock on wood, it still hasn't broken since then. So we did upgrade a bunch of stuff now though, so we could take a punishment. So Rubicon, here we come, yo.
We're only 500 feet away from the top.
Yeah, that's true. We never made it to the top, so
Oh, really?
that's true.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So this last
That's
jamboree,
Damn. That's why you guys
me
win.
and Ashley
All
ran
right.
back up,
Yeah.
and I did that same obstacle, walked it right up, nothing happened, and it was muddy too and everything.
Did it look the same?
It looked the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just worked out. So, anyways, that's a wrap for that one. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so we're gonna move on from the breakage there in Moab. Danny, this is your moment, dog.
Cover the whole, so there's no oil leaking. But let's see what we can do, man. But there's the usual. Hopefully they destroy.
Oh man, I already know.
I just don't. You know,
Damn. This fool disrespected me? Feeny.
You had the
patties.
Look at his shirt, dude.
Patties.
Look at his shirt, dog.
So what happened was.
That's why he won, bro. He's wearing the Lux shirt.
Oh, Teddy!
it's on 95 miles per hour.
You're fucking hauling ass.
Yeah, baby.
Where's the rim at? Where's it broken at?
No, not from the inside, bro. You won't see something.
Oh!
Just wait, we're gonna stop this and talk about it because there's a lot of things that happened.
Yeah.
I've never seen a break like that on the wheel before.
Dude, it was crazy.
Those are race lines.
Those are race lines.
Are these the only ones that break good? Hey, I mean, the truck didn't flip. It could have been worse. Shit. Baby, good.
Alright, before we go on to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's talk about the whole day. First of all, this trip, there's nothing crazy that was supposed to happen. We just went camping at Trona Pinnacle. That was it. First thing that happens, we start boogieing, and then what's his name? Raul. And remember what happened to his Ranger?
Yeah,
the cooler.
the cooler in his truck bed
So
took a bounce.
we haven't seen him.
dented the crap out
And
of
then
it.
landed on the
crap
side
out
of
of
the truck bed.
Yeah.
So he didn't fall out, but
I mean,
he landed right on it.
Didn't you dent the crap out of your truck too?
After the joke.
Damn. So Raul, shout out to you. I haven't seen you since then. Don't be a pussy. Come back out.
And you suck at
What did he say last time? Hey, you guys go too hard for me.
Yeah, and you suck at people, dog. I don't even know what that means. You said it. So, anyways, he was mobbing through the desert, and his cooler wasn't strapped down. So, tie your cooler down, basically. So the cooler bounced up and landed on the side of his bed and then dented it. Boom. So if you go back to the video, you guys can actually see the dent. He was so sad. It was
a
alright.
good smack, man.
But basically, we camped one night. We stay there, and then we were like, dude, the road looks wide open. And then who started the whole race thing?
Feeny. Feeny's like, oh, I know this road over here. I haul ass all the time. We should go check it out.
Yeah.
And then there we go.
Yeah, so one thing led to another. We ended up measuring this distance, but we forgot that physics exists where big trucks can make turns going really, really fast.
Yeah.
So who was it? It was all of us, huh? We all ran it.
Look, I stayed back to wait for Jesse because he had to wait for
Jesse.
for
Yeah,
for
that's
him to get up.
right. That's
So
right.
I stayed back,
Yep.
and everybody went, and I guess you guys found the road. Then everybody got to the end of the road.
Yeah, Raul
They
did
came
it.
back, and they all ran it.
Yeah.
So Raul pre-ran it, Feeny pre-ran it.
yeah.
And when I showed up, we got you guys on the radio, and you're like, oh, stay there, wait. And we're like, what's going on? Oh, we found this cool racetrack. Once Jesse gets there, let us know.
Yep.
Jesse got there, they hit me up. They're like, all right, cool, look, everybody ran this track, hit it. And it is my fault because I should have been like, yeah, just fucking run down the racetrack real quick, bro, you know?
And then and what's his name? Feeny was poking the bear. He was like, yo, I ran this time. There's no way he's going to be able to do it. I remember all that. So then Danny gets on the truck. He had all his boys with him,
He took it
too.
to level 5.
My dude, that truck is not only fully loaded with all my gear,
Yeah.
right?
You
And
had a tent and everything.
still had a cage, rooftop tent, 2 ice chests, chairs, a stove. So besides my truck being 10,000 pounds,
Yeah.
I had another 1,500 worth of equipment on it.
Yep. And so you hit it going about 90 plus miles an hour.
Yeah, at top speed on the track, I was like 98, 99. It was tickling back and forth, but I was letting off.
Yeah.
And Feedy's like, "Oh, you can't cheat.
Like this.
You can't put the tunes on it." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll leave it in economy mode. That's cool." So I did the whole thing in economy mode, and nobody said, "Hey, by the way, at the end of the track, there's a big ass turn."
Yeah, so there was a turn, but it was like you got a little bit, but it was just too much weight.
Because it goes up,
Yeah.
and then like 40 feet, you see a turn. And I was like, "Oh well."
Then he went straight into it. So then you saw the aftermath. He broke a rim, and then we found out his the axle was bent also, right?
So the C end of the axle was bent in because
Yeah.
the axle wasn't trussed, and all that weight getting airborne twice because it was two big 3 foot deep ditches about 6 feet
Dude, the
across.
funniest thing was your voice came out, and I have it. If you go back to watch the video, which this is the whole point of making this video also, so you guys can go back and watch it. His voice came out, and one of them said, he's like, "My mom's not gonna let you wheel with George anymore." That was like the best thing ever because they were pumped. They had it on their phone too. Remember?
My kids have it on their phone.
Yeah,
dude.
they had it on their phone when the whole thing happened. They're like, boom! And you see the phone fly in the air. I mean, it's funny now because nobody got hurt. Obviously, you guys gotta be careful when you do
Yeah.
shit like this. But sometimes shit's gonna happen when you go out and fuck around and find out, I guess you could say.
Also, it's not a stock truck, so if you have a stock truck
Yeah.
like this, do not try anything
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm doing. That is not a
honestly,
stock
your
truck.
bumper took the
And
whole
the
majority of it.
If it wasn't built the way it was, there would have been way more than that cracked wheel and the
Yeah.
bent C ends. Because after this, I still continue to wheel for another 6 or 7 months.
What happened on the freeway? Remember? It's
Yeah, 6 or 7 months of wheeling and trips and hard trips.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere on the freeway, I was on my way to his pad.
Yeah.
We were going to work on his Bronco, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, bro, I ain't going to come. I ain't going to make it no more."
Yep.
Yeah, so the axle finally gave out. Oh, exactly what you saw broke
Yeah.
on top of the world
Yep.
happened to me, where the ears of the U joints
You joint.
Yep.
Yep.
gave out.
So if that could have been more catastrophic,
Yeah.
the same thing would happen to you.
Yeah.
So,
But luckily, from all that, just a broken wheel. Raceline warranted it. Got my new wheel back on the road, and we're
all right, we're moving on here quickly. We're gonna move on to the next clip. Let's get it. That was Danny's. Truck survived though. He's still back out.
the
Oh my
tire
gosh.
survived.
Oh,
I was
shit.
shocked.
Oh, my God. It's so scary still watching it. Look at Monica at the end. Damn it.
What? Are we letting it creep?
No, bro.
He's like, no, you're fucking work.
Wait, I can't. Not right now. Hold on.
All right, so backstory. Go, John. I'll let you run this story.
First of all, damn, look how skinny I was back. Look how sexy I
Look
was.
a year ago,
First
dog.
of all, dog,
Bro,
let's
you
go
need
back.
to rewind that one more
Dude,
time.
let's
Big
look
sexy
at one
back there.
Let's stop it on that frame, dude. Look at. Good
Ah!
job! Good job, dude. If you watch it in slow motion, you could watch that tire leave it.
No, this tire in the front, right here.
Yeah, the tire in the front and that back one.
Yup.
That back one, all lit. Literally one stops them. Watch, let me see if I can.
Oh yeah, we can probably see it.
Here's the
And you can
craziest
see
part.
there's-
Here's the craziest part. The camera never does it justice.
Look
bro.
at the oil.
So as bad as it looks now, it was worse than that.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes. And we were trying to avoid this oil stain there. You see
Look
that
at-
huge
You
oil
see
stain?
that little bump? Look, it lifts up the back tire too. Look. See that? The little
Damn!
hump? The little hump right there?
Oh,
my God! That was scary. That
Yeah,
was
it
scary.
was.
Shout out to Steve for putting us on this line. That was joint effort. The same trail that you had us go to during the Travelation run.
Hey man, nah, that's another story for another time. Keep going right here.
Hit us with it, dude. How did we end up here?
So, George had invited us to SEMA, to hang out. So we went to go hang out, and then the next morning he's like, "Let's go to San Hollow."
Yeah.
And we were like, "All right, let's go."
Steve was with us, and he was like, I'm down too.
We ran some other trail first.
Plan
so
B.
two other
It was
trails
Plan B.
first. Plan B.
Yeah, we ran Plan B and Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. We had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then we tried to go home.
No, we
And
went to the shoot.
The
Remember?
shoot.
Yeah, because Steve hadn't done the shoot, so he's like, "Hey, let's go to the shoot." And then Steve actually got us lost.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up.
Thank you,
here.
Steve.
Thank you.
One of the best.
Oh wait, so
wheeling
Steve
trips
got you
ever.
lost on the way to the shoot as well?
No, on the way out of the shoot.
Oh, on the
we
way out of
finished
the
the
shoot.
shoot.
Oh,
So
okay.
Steve has a view of this from the back too.
Yeah,
on
he
his
has-
channel or whatever, and it looks crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it does look great. He has it on his Instagram, so
Oh,
it's,
his Instagram,
it's Jeep
yeah.
Great Stories.
Everybody remember, if you've ever been put on a hairy situation, the camera does not do it justice
Yeah.
to how real something like that
Honestly,
is.
this is
bro.
the closest I've ever had somebody rolling on my watch, my spotting.
And when you pushed in the preview saying, "Hey, this video's coming out," and I saw like the glimpse, and I hadn't spoken to you or you since that trip.
Oh yeah.
So
dude, we were shaking.
when I did it, I was
Yeah.
like, fucking Josh flipped, and I called this dude right away.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, tell me Josh didn't flip. He's like, oh, just watch the video. Just watch the video. So for like 3 days, I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, what happened to the
Remember we
video?
did that. Remember we just posted it up to
Damn.
there?
Yeah, you cut it off, right?
And then we cut it off.
and then you did the Monica thing.
Yeah.
Oh
no! Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Monica for coming out and demonetizing the whole video right at the end.
Still one of my greatest, most funnest wheeling trips ever.
That was super fun, especially
Yeah.
because it was just 2 of us, and
Yeah.
we were just mobbing through the whole thing. I didn't even have a Jeep, so I was rolling with them. I was with Steve riding the whole time because my trucks were at SEMA,
Mhm.
and it was just a good time. But yeah, that was the closest I've ever had somebody roll. And honestly, like he held it, he didn't let it go right away.
No.
And then once he did, it came down. But I think if you would have held it like 1 more second, that shit
That
would
would
have
have
rolled
been
over.
it.
would've
That would have
rolled
been
over.
it, dude.
And you can hear
Yeah.
George screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
Let go!
I was like, let it go!
This is
Yeah.
the closest. I
Yeah,
think
and
I've
it's
ever
crazy
been.
because after that, I learned the line, and then Steve walks it down like nothing, like it wasn't even
Dang.
there.
Besides me being super sexy in the beginning of this video, dang, look at this sexy ass Jeep right here. Super clean and everything.
Clean
Holy
on
moly.
normal tires, Gladiator
Yeah.
wheels again.
Yeah.
Now my Jeep looks like me, bro. We're both
Dude.
to shit.
It's not even the same motor anymore.
Oh my God.
That was the old motor.
That's not even the same front diff anymore,
I
dog.
know.
Not the front diff, not the sliders,
It-
nothing.
this is
Everything's
wild.
changed.
Hey, those wheels live on though.
They
The
do
wheels
live on.
live
Yeah,
on.
they're on the X-ray now.
This?
Remember this?
My Jeep still makes noises because of this.
Dude, my Bronco still hasn't stopped squeaking since this day.
Hey, you guys see that dude pop a wheelie right there?
Dude, this was the craziest shit ever. Honestly, this was borderline stupid.
This is Big Bear, guys.
It was Angeles Oaks on the opposite
Oh, yeah,
The
side.
38
this is-
coming down.
This
Yeah.
is closer to Angeles Oaks. We're heading down from Big Bear.
Yeah.
During
We
one
had a
of
bunch
the-
of rookies with us too. Remember the red taco and the
Oh,
white
the
taco?
tacos, yeah, that was
Red
it right
tacos. And then we lined up, so we'll talk about it.
We
afterwards.
had an
Just
extra,
watch this clip.
Yeah, we had an extra that backed out.
Yeah.
Once he saw this.
Yep.
Damn, dude, look how much Jesse pulls out of the way.
Yeah.
Like,
Hit it, Jesse. Hit it. Let's get out of here.
there's a UPS truck stuck
Oh,
in
there
the
was a
rock.
Subaru and an Infinity. There was all kinds of
Oh,
weird
Jesse's lamp.
jammed up. We tried to help them, and they were like, no. They didn't want to leave their cars.
They were screwed.
Yeah, they were screwed. Dude, remember the mountain was falling off?
Yeah.
They chose to
Look,
leave
there it
those
is. Look
pull
at
outs.
it. There was a rock on top of that UPS truck. Like,
Oh,
literally on
I
top.
do remember that. I do.
Yeah.
You see a nasty ass
Yeah.
cave in at the top.
Yeah, it's caved in at the
Yeah,
top.
look at that.
Boom. And then that water and that like whole mountain is still falling right there.
God damn, bro.
Bruh.
It even bent his hood up.
Yeah, it bent his hood up and everything. Alright, so let's stop right here. So this day,
Damn.
it was like one of the biggest storms for like 2 days.
No, it was the first snowstorm.
Yeah, the first big snowstorm.
Yes.
Yeah. It was coming in. We all knew about it. It was during the week. It was like a Thursday or something like
Yeah.
that.
That was like your first snow chasing.
Yeah,
ride.
the first snow chasing
Yep.
video. So if you guys go back and watch it,
Yes,
you'll
exactly.
see there was no snow, and then we started climbing, and snow started coming, and it was coming hard. Remember? That's when we
Yeah.
did the Tokyo Drift video.
Check out my
Bro.
sick burnout.
Yeah. yeah. And then we had Jesse. We had a couple tacos with us. The next Jay. A couple guys turned around. They're like, "Nah, we ain't doing it."
Dude, I almost went on that one, but I didn't be babysitting.
Yeah, it would have been. You would have. I mean,
You called me right after
Yep.
you guys finished. You're like, Daddy, good thing you didn't come. I said, what happened? He's
Yep.
like, we almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the bottom of Forest Falls, right at that loop.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So this whole started with just like, oh, we're gonna go see some snow. We'll come down the backside. Nothing will be there. So we ended up coming down, and it was raining so hard that like literally the mountain was like falling off. Like it took the road out. Remember?
So in Big
Wait,
Bear,
wait.
it didn't turn into snow?
There had been fires like
Yeah.
the season prior to this. That's why it was all collapsing.
So during this area didn't have snow. It was all rain. It was in Angeles Oaks on the way to Redlands, and we're almost at the bottom.
But you guys did catch snow.
We did catch snow at the very,
So
very
on the
top.
way down, this
Oh, it
was
was
just wet.
packed at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a gang of snow at the top.
Damn, that's right.
But on the way
that's right.
down, we saw this, and there was cars stopped and Caltrans. Remember Caltrans were there, and we just drove right by them.
Yeah, they were
and
like,
they were screaming at
yep.
us. So we drove right by Caltrans, and then we pull up to this, and then we all had radios, so we were like kind of prepared. And then Jesse's like, "Look, I'm down to Bull Rush if you guys follow me." And we were like, we all talked on the radio. We're like, "Hey, if everybody's down, but we know like some shit could happen." And dude, this was only like a couple months after the SEMA, so my Bronco was like brand new. KMC's had no scratches.
But at this point, if you guys...
This isn't the first mud thing we run into. There was like
Yeah.
3 of them.
yeah, there was
So
two.
there's no going back. If you stop there, you're stuck just like those other
Oh,
cars.
if you get stuck,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
rig is...
Yeah, and I think honestly the only reason we made it through this is because it's downhill.
Yeah.
If we had to climb up uphill through that, there's
Fighting
no
all
way.
that.
Yeah, you're fighting
and
all
if
that.
anybody would have got stuck, we might have had to make a decision where, like, well, I guess you're
Yeah,
stuck there.
yeah,
you
you're
got
staying
rigged.
there.
Yeah.
Leave it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause shout out to Jesse. He like literally, you could see the
Yeah, you
power
could
wagon
see.
dig through it and open a lane, and then
So
we just
he,
kept.
he just locked everything up
just
and
locked
just did
everything
it.
up.
What is
He
it?
did
He
it.
parted the seas. What
Yeah,
is
he
it?
was like Moses.
Damn, he's
Yeah.
fucking Moses right
Dude,
there.
he was.
Like, you shall not pass.
So we were just like, everybody staying tight. Everybody staying tight.
That's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, same shit, bro. He did some shit like that.
Yeah. Dude, you're way off, dog.
Moses, Lord of the Rings.
He's like my precious. Oh damn! But yeah, this is one of the dumbest things. Like, you should never do this. Honestly, you should
Yeah.
never. If the mountain's following and the road is blocked, probably turn around, and go a different way, take a longer way. But we all had like big egos, and then Jesse came in sideways hat with us, and
But
then
you guys were at the point of no return. You had already passed.
well,
that.
no, because we could have turned around.
And there's
the
a
first
point.
way.
There's a point prior to this where George was like, "If you guys want, turn around here."
Yeah, because the XJ did and the other truck did.
Yeah, so we.
So you know, right
okay,
on the
okay,
edge of the
alright.
109 ends,
Yeah.
you can go make a left.
Mhm.
So we made a right, and the Caltrans was right there. He told us, the road's fucked. Do not go that way.
Yeah,
And
you
Jesse just kept going.
Yeah.
Jesse's like, I'm going to go check it out.
And then we all made an executive decision.
Yep.
We were like, "All right, we're here. Let's do it."
And that's the beginning of the clip. When I'm talking to Josh, who rolls down his window, I was like, hey, we're really doing this?
I heard that part.
Yeah.
Hey, I was.
He's like, I don't have insurance.
Bro.
Yeah. And then Jesse goes, he mobs through, runs it through it. And I think he was next, and then it was them two. And then everybody made it out, though, at the very end. And remember there was like that last one and the Tesla was trying to get through?
Yeah.
He's like, how'd you guys get here? And we're like, easy. Oh, that's right.
He was trying to go up,
He was
but
trying to
he
go up. We're coming down.
What
And we told him not to. We're like, don't go that way, bro. You're never going to go up.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, dude, we were all shitting bricks. We stopped at the Stater Brothers, remember? To like, and it was raining on us to air up. But yeah, ever since that day, my truck still squeals. Like,
Yeah, mine too.
yeah, the mud that went in there is just stuck in there. There's like nothing I can do. Between that trip and then another one that probably will come up during this event here, yeah, it's made all kinds of noises.
My
It's
windows?
never stopped.
You know, because it got all the dirt and the
Yeah.
rock, literal rocks.
Yeah.
My window, the tint, is screwed from this day.
Yeah, from this day.
Damn.
It was definitely like a Michelin, or like, who does the commercial with the Michelin, right?
Is it Michelin? Dude, this is like a
I don't know,
dirt-
whatever commercial where they show you like dodging trees and shit.
Hell
that
no,
fell.
this is like an
This was
Energizer bunny.
legit like that, but it wasn't a commercial. We almost died.
I don't know about you guys, but seeing that shit looks like some Final Destination.
It
kind of
was.
shit
It
right
wasn't
there.
like that, dude. Especially when we drove by the FedEx or the UPS truck and we saw that big boulder on top. We're like,
Fucking
just
Jesse-
keep moving,
It's like
Bro.
the biggest warning.
Jesse stopped.
dude. Jesse
At the
stopped
top.
to look at
Yeah.
She
it.
couldn't believe it, bro.
Yeah.
When do you see a UPS
Yeah.
truck smashed by a
Yeah.
boulder, bro?
Yep. Oh, dude.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh.
This last clip is honestly gold. Like a whole character got created, and that's his name now. So shout out to George. We're gonna play your clip, man. And
Who's that?
next time you
KC.
see it, don't say it. Don't
Let's
say
go,
it. Let's
KC.
go.
Who's that?
All right, here we go. Let's get it in. This is the final moment, and one of the best moments ever.
Woo! Hey, dude! Did you put it in mud and rust, dog?
Mud and rust, dog.
Dude, I was almost fucked too. Look, I went right there. Dude, I'm not getting money, dog. Hey, here.
I'm not getting money, dog.
You need a snatch box. Okay. He said get your D report.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That was it right there.
Wait, we'll pause it right there, bro. What? You guys caught that part, right? All right. I know it's loud in the video, but this is the part that had me laughing, bro. Because after this fool went knee deep, if you listen very closely to the audio,
Yeah.
you hear Oscar coming up with a soft shackle.
No, that was me.
It was you?
Yeah, it was me.
Came up with the soft shackle, bro, and he tosses it.
Yep.
And if you listen very closely, you hear a clink.
Yep.
And you see the video, it's like 5 feet in front of him. He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Like,
like
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
get that.
Yeah. So going back to that moment, this day it was during Bronco days. It was all like an all Bronco event. It was the last day. We were like, dude, let's mob out of here. Let's go to Anza and like mob through these like sand areas. But we forget to think that like, hey, it rained like a few days prior to that, right?
And it's the Salton Sea.
And it's a Salton Sea. So this actual day ruined my Bronco. Like there's so many things that got rusted, just nasty because there's salt in that like sand, dirt because of the rain, right? So we come up to this part and Oscar goes in, smashes in there, gets stuck. Next person comes in, smashes get in there. We're on the radio yelling at everybody, don't do it, don't do it. But everybody's racing through the little sand pits. My man doesn't hear us. He dives in, and then this moment happens where my man George in his Raptor gets created. He gets stuck in this mud hole, and he starts yelling, yo, that's kneecap. So we're just going to rewind it. Let's play it one more time because
Kneecaps,
it's
bro.
that special, bro.
Tell him to change his Instagram handle, please.
Yeah, well, dude, I told him. He doesn't want to do it, yeah.
Listen closely.
Please.
You need a snatch block.
Snatch block, that's what I thought.
He's gonna get your dude, huh?
Why did he?
Clink, you heard the clink? Look, there it is! Big guy in a little hole.
Kneecaps, talk about situational awareness. He steps right in the hole.
Oh. You have all that flat ground, you go into the hole, bro.
Now he's both at the time. What the hell? Wait, what the hell?
You want the funniest part is? He takes his foot out, and it's just like barefoot. His sock, shoe, everything is stuck in that hole still. We were dying, bro. And all the dogs went over there to see what was going on. They were all scared. Oh. Shit. But anyways, that's why this is the last moment on here is because George literally got his name changed. He's told me he's been at the grocery store and people would come up to him and be like, hey, are you that dude Kneecaps from the Trouble Militia video? Literally, I caught in the nuts. So shout out to George, man. But it's honestly one of the sickest moments. It's not like the craziest, it's none of that. But a whole person got created.
Yeah.
And now everybody that sees
a man was born.
Yeah, a man was born. His name is no longer George. It's anytime he's out here on his trail.
Casey.
It's Casey, baby.
Casey.
And he's
Casey,
one of the
baby.
funniest dudes.
Fuck
most entertaining guys you could be around. And yeah, man. So shout out to George. It's ours.
Shout outs to the homie.
Hey, you kind of
man.
created the name yourself, bro. It wasn't even us. It was you.
He said it first.
Yeah,
You said it first. Hey, you heard it here first.
So anyways, man, that was the top 10 moments up to this point. Obviously, Trouble Militia is going to continue. We're going to create more moments. And maybe we'll do this every year. We'll do a yearly recap of something that happened during this year. But shout out to Josh. Shout out to Danny. We're going to have a couple more drinks and then we'll close out the video. Shout out to everybody that made this video. Feeny, we miss you. George, shout out to KC and all your greatness. Everybody else that was part of this whole up to this point, whether you're around here or not. Thank you. You still spent some time here.
Yep.
And I do appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to have some drinks, have some fun, and then I'll close out the video soon. Thank you guys for coming out. Josh? We did spend $90 on food right now at La Michoacana down the street too. I'm still upset because I didn't get my torta.
I know.
So
They kept the torta hostage.
yeah, they did.
That
was after they
and
fucked
you
up
went
the
back
first- yeah.
inside one time because
Yeah.
they forgot something before that.
And then obviously Project X, shout out to supplying the table and the cold drinks. And yeah, man.
I need me one of these.
Dude,
That's
check
for
this
sure.
out. Check this out. Wrap it. Open it up.
This is
Open
insane
it.
right here, dude.
So we got the dual zone. Open it. Take the list completely
hold on.
so we can see it. There you go.
We'll take both of them out.
Damn.
God,
So you got
easy access.
that dual zone, and if you guys need it, hit me up. I got a code.
I mean, does it get better than that, bro? Seriously?
I don't know. And it's
Dual
pretty
zone
rugged.
climate, 90 quart?
Yeah. Rubicon's gonna be nice.
For my goddamn ice cream sandwiches.
Ice cream sandwiches, baby. Ice cream sandwiches.
Hell yeah. All right, team. We'll close you out shortly. Alrighty, team. So Josh and Danny just left. I just want to thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully, you guys enjoy this recap of the last 2 years. These are some of the hot moments that we decided. If you've been out to our runs, if you've watched all the videos since the beginning, tell us what your hot moments are too. Comment below. Let us know what you think. And then if you haven't seen some of these episodes, go check them out. Most importantly, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed just yet. We really appreciate all the love and support. And we're trying to get to 10K before the end of the year. It's a long stretch, but we're going to do our best to get there. Thank you again for sticking around. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, all that good stuff. Shout out to Project X. Shout out to all the Falcon, all the partners, everybody that came through. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next time.